Hi everybody, welcome back to Sports Card Connections. Today we're talking about Calbee, the king of Japanese cards. Now most people would know Calbee for something like this. One of their shrimp chips, you'll see these on the Asian the Asian food aisle. And this one is a sriracha mayo variety. But anyways, I think most Americans know that. But in Japan, Calbee is the largest chip maker and snack maker in the country. And starting in 1973, they've released an annual set of baseball cards and continue to do so right now. This is their 54th straight year of producing cards. They've released over 22,000 cards. And what you're seeing here is a variety of things from Calbee. These are albums, which were very popular there. They would release them a series at a time, and then you could mail in to Calbee and get albums. Those are the red, green, and orange against the back there. Those are for the first, second, and third series of Calbee's for, I think it's 2004. You got some 2008, 11, 18. This one still has the original mailing envelope from a collector named Kenji in Japan. And this is the year that they used their Tokyo Snack brand name. And so this was a Pro Baseball Star Player Collection, Pro Baseball Player Card Collection album. And then, there's room. The idea was you'd get a new album with each series if you were getting that many cards. But Calbee cards are distributed one or two per pack of chips at a time. Now, here's a pack, or a bag. This is 1988. It says baseball team chips. That's because Calbee up here. And you can see where the wrapper, the pack was stuck on in the back on that gluey stuff. I'll show you some wrappers in a second. They would either have just one or two cards per bag of chips. You see this one's 30 yen. So you could see it could take a lot of chips to complete just one series, let alone a set. Here's a 1997 bag of chips. All the team logos on there for Japan. Again, the gummy stuff was there and there, so the pack would be pulled off. Now, they didn't always do it this way. There were times earlier when you bought a bag of chips, you went up to the counter to pay, and then the clerk would hand you a package. Now, these are really scarce. You see the year 1980. This is a packet of 30 packs of cards that would have been under the counter at a store, a retailer, and he would pull them out. These are 1980 wrappers. That says home run card or something on pro baseball card on the back. And so the merchant would just hand you one. I have another one. This is from like 81 or 82. Same thing. It had the packs in there, though they weren't always stuck onto the chips. These red wrappers are all 1979. And you can see there's a Giants pitcher, there's a catcher, the guy playing the infield. And they would come in different colors. Always very opaque. You can't tell what's in there. When they reduced the size, they were a little smaller. Pro baseball card. Okay, and then as we go along, they've changed size a number of times, Calbee. There's 1989, as you can see. Pro baseball card. And there's a green one. They kept those drawings for the longest time. Then they went to more of a credit card size, so you get this. And that size. They no longer use the opaque paper. That one's about as simple as you get. It says Calbee baseball card in English underneath. Then you have the slick plastic. You can see where it was stuck to the wrapper there, Bing over here. And Calbee. Okay, that has logos. This one's silver. It's 2016. and that says it contains 2 cards, which is what they do now. There's the back. There's some of the potato chip bag still stuck on there. Those are the newest ones I've got. So 1 to 2 cards per, and you can get the albums. Now the albums, I see I have a lot of them. The ones I like the best, the oldest ones. Let's take a look at some of those. Here we have Pro Baseball Card Album. There's O. And yeah, you get them beat up a lot. Shigeo Nagashima, Koichi Tabuchi on the back. This one it says 1973 Central League, and it has the standings and statistical leaders in a lot of categories. And in the back of the album is 1973 Pacific League, the other league, and the stats and standings and things. Series are generally 36 to 48 cards. And try another one here. This one has the year on it. Right at the top, 1974. It says Pro Baseball Card Album on the bottom. O is hitting in a Giants game. Insides are blank. But even with albums, you get variations. Here's the same album, 1974, O hitting, but the inside are not blank. Then you have the Central League. These are the schedules. And the Pacific League schedule here. Now, Shigeo Nagashima retired after 74. This album, Mr. Giants album. This is from his last game as an active player. After the game, he went out to the pitching mound and spoke a few words, and then he walked around the stadium. They gave him flowers, and he did a tour around waving to everybody. And there's a couple of shots from his last game. His last at bat, he grounded out against the Dragons, who had won the pennant, and they succeeded the Giants after 9 straight pennants. The Dragons, who won the Central League pennant, that's his last at bat. And they are playing the Dragons. This one is a vertical one. It's a great shot of O hitting. And the back is Korakuen Stadium in Tokyo, which was the home of the Giants and the Fighters in the Pacific League. And the inside, this one's in pretty good shape, actually. This has the team logos. That's the Central League. And this is the Pacific League. And what's interesting is the Lotte Orions here, Calbee wouldn't print any cards of them. 2 stories have gone around. One is Lotte said no because Calbee's their competitor. The other one is Calbee said no because Lotte is their competitor. So I don't know. Here's a game with the Fighters going on at Korakuen. Don't know the story, but there were no Lotte players until 1985, and then suddenly there were. And there have been ever since, so I don't know. Lotte still owns that team. Calbee still makes the cards. This one has Tabuchi the Tigers and Koji Yamamoto with the Carp. They're all Hall of Famers. In the back is Senichi Hoshino with the Dragons and O. This one has the 1975 All-Star teams. So 75, that's the Central League team. And then over here you have the Pacific League team. This one I only just recently got. O superimposed over an empty ballpark. Back, Nanatsu of the Hawks. Hajime Kato of the Giants has put this one at 1976. Some more player profiles. Sota Koba says he's the Sawamura Award winner. Keishi Suzuki of the Buffaloes. Best 9, they do that in Japan every year. Each league has one guy for each position. And the same thing here. They led the league, or were MVP. This is Hajime Kato of the Braves, or Hideji Kato, Pacific League MVP, RBI leader. That's that one. This one has Koji Yamamoto of the Carp. And again, the same idea. League leaders on the back. League leaders. Now remember the thing about no lote. There's Roger Repos, by the way, of the Swallows right here. And yet, here we have Sumio Hirota of Lotte, one of the outfielders. We have Michio Arito, who's the Pacific League third baseman for their best 9. So they put him in the album, but they won't do cards. I don't know. As O approached passing Henry Aaron, he became everything over there. These are all everything for him, except the back is Nagashima now managing the Giants. And in here we have schedule, 1977 schedule, April through July. And this is the Pacific League April through July schedule. Here's more O on this one. This one shows up quite frequently. That's when he either passed Aaron or O. I think it's Aaron. This is his a little life story of O. It's a high school shot of him there. And it continues back here into his career as a pro. Calbee's also done other funny things like change sizes of cards in the middle of a series. They've done that twice. And when they reduced to the small size you see throughout the 80s, the albums, most of the ones back there were for that, the little one, he says 1988, 1989. Here's one for 86. And the pockets are smaller because the cards got smaller. And using this cartoony guy. They went away from the paper to this plastic with paper inside look. These are 1978. Kakefu of the Tigers. And O and Kakefu on the insides. You know who this one is. It's hard to really understand just how big he is in Japan, even to this day. Here's another one. It's a sequential shot. He just hit one out. He's starting to go to first base. Mike Reinbach of the Tigers in the background right there on deck. This one is the only shot I've seen of the Tigers wearing like a American bicentennial hat that some of the National League teams wore in '76, the boxy hat. That's Shigeru Kobayashi of the Tigers. Sequential shots of him wearing that. This is early 80s, just has numerous stars. So, again, series tend to be 36 or 48 cards. This one, as you can see, this one got faded by the sun on the front. Somebody left this in the window or something. I've only seen this one once, and I got it. So, with all the different albums and the changing of size, we'll talk about card sizes. Basically, Calbee had their basic size 2 3/8 by 3 1/4. Okay, that would be almost top size, but not quite. So that's this size. Beautiful card of Shigeo Nagashima, 1973. Okay. They then switched to, in the middle of the second series of 1980, here's the regular card. they switched to this size. So the second series is issued in two sizes, and they would stick with this until the second series, well, through the first series of 1990, when they changed sizes again to this. And these are the small size is 2 by 2 and 5/8. These are 2 1/8 by 3 3/8. That's through 97. Then they went to 2 3/8 by 3 1/2. Or 2 1/8 by 3 3. I screwed that up. These are the ones now that are currently kind of the size. You know, they're all close to top size now. This one, the difference here on the ones like this is how long ago? This is 2023. Is the corners are slightly rounded versus squared off corners on this OCI card. Calbee issued beautiful cards, and they issued some real stinkers, like stuff like this. Here's one of Ron Woods and Gene Martin, 1974. They did all types of things. You have a Then and Now series in 1976. Toru Ogawa of the Buffaloes. They had that was maybe 1975, and then they did the Pink Border series at the beginning of 1976. They had leader cards. Again, this is Pacific League leaders, and you'll see two black and white headshots of Murata, Choji Murata, the star pitcher of the Orions on the right there, Lotte, but that's all. There's also a black and white picture of Osamu Nomura of the Fighters. I don't know why. When Korakuen Stadium put in AstroTurf, this was a big deal. They did at least 3 cards describing what it would be like. This is the how it would change the bounce from natural grass. They've also done team cards, but not way over here. It's this way. And they did them only this 1976 year. There's the Hawks. And it's just, you know, some of their starters. Another thing Calbee did, you could win prizes with home run cards. And home run cards, like here's the 1979. This is Tiger shortstop Taira Fujita. That's his regular card. Or you get one that looks like this. Now, if you got one like this, it says home run card. And what Calbee gave you is an address you can mail it to, and you pick one of these prizes. And this person picked a signed mascot bat. He circled that, and then Calbee stamped it. They returned him the card, and he won the little signed bat. You could get albums. You could get maybe an 8x10 or different things that they would offer. So home run cards, I don't know what the percentage is, but it's not very many. And yet they were out there. Calbee also produced some cards that just, no. They also got heavily into night game action cards like this, where you can't really see much. This is Kazumasa Kono, giant shortstop. And they also did some of these extreme close-ups. That's Tatsuo Komatsu of the Dragons. And, you know, that's a 1986. They used it again, even worse, even closer up. And that's 1987. I don't know why. I don't like headshots personally, but these are way too close. Brad Leslie, former Reds pitcher. If you're not a catcher, your hat shouldn't be backwards. Just goofy. But maybe the worst thing they ever did was take screenshots off the TV and actually turn them into cards. This is Rick Lancelotti of the Carp. And this is Bill Gullickson when he was pitching for the Giants. Going to make a throw to first. Those are screenshots taken off a TV. So Calbee is very interesting as a producer. Their cards are very high quality, but sometimes you have those kind of pictures that I don't think are so hot. They also issued probably the largest consecutively numbered set ever. 1975 to 76, Calbee has 1,436 consecutively numbered cards, but there's actually 1,472 because you have them double numbered. While most of the country got those then and now, in Hiroshima they got cart players because they had won their first ever pennant. Here's a book, if you see, that is very interesting. Calbee Pro Baseball 1973. So he discusses the set. He shows every card in the 73 Calbees, and some of them are really, really scarce. You just don't ever see them. In the back, he had even had the sumo cards from 73. He shows some leaders. Then he shows checklists 1973 through the second series of 1980. When they switched to the small size, he stopped with the checklist. So this book, if you can follow it enough at least to read the checklists and the photos, it's very, very informative and a lot of good information. So that's our overview of Calbee. I'm then going to take it year by year, especially through the 80s, and show samples and talk about, what cards are available and how many cards are in the set, and show some highlights of at least cards that I have. So thanks for watching. We'll be back with the 1973 Calbees next time. Bye.